Good day, viewers. This is Third Eye Africa TV, broadcasting live from Central Business District, Abuja. My name is Precious Ademi. The news headlines. Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, calls on the United Nations to investigate the sources of funding and resources used by Boko Haram and other terror groups to destabilize the country. Defense headquarters says troops have neutralized over 34 terrorists during firefights in Sabogiri community in Damboa, Borno State, following large-scale attack by insurgents. Security agencies across southwestern Nigeria map out strategies to tackle the security threat in response to influx of bandits into Oyo State. While the Nigerian government says there is no mandate to revive the controversial Nigeria Air deal with Ethiopian Airlines. We'll go on a short break and we'll be right back.
For deeper analysis on security situation in Nigeria and beyond, watch Third Eye Africa TV.
Thank you for joining us. Now the news. The Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff, CDS General Christopher Musa, has called on the United Nations UN to investigate the sources and funding and resources used by Boko Haram and other terror groups to destabilize the country for over 15 years. While raising concern about the sustained funding and international support for insurgents in the country, General Musa noted that many surrendered fighters were in possession of a significant amount of foreign currencies. The defense chief raised the concerns in a recent interview with a news outlet. He emphasized that only the UN has the capacity and jurisdiction to trace and tackle and track, the international financial flows supporting Boko Haram's operations. The Chief of Defense Staff also hinted at a possible international conspiracy following the insurgency in Nigeria. Recall that General Musa, during his visit to the frontline unit on Operation Safe Haven in Kaduna and Plateau States, said the fight against insecurity would be better in 2025, noting that 2024 was challenging. The defense headquarters on Wednesday said that joint air and ground forces have neutralized over 34 terrorists during firefights. This followed a large-scale attack by Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists of Sabogiri community in Damboa, Borno State, in northeastern Nigeria earlier this week. Director of Defense Media Operations Major General Edward Buba, who made this known, disclosed, however, that 6 soldiers were killed in actions during the encounter. The statement said the terrorists in gun trucks and motorcycles attempted to retaliate the recent killing of their commanders. The Abia State Police Command said it has disbanded its anti-cultism unit over unprofessional conduct. This was contained in a statement issued by the command's public relations officer, Maroon Chinaka. Mrs. Chinaka also announced the demotion of a corporal to constable. The statement said that the Commissioner of Police, Abia State Command, Mr. Danladi Isa, in alignment with the vision of the Inspector General of Police to establish a professional and competent police force, has disbanded the command's anti-cultism unit for unprofessional conduct towards members of the public. In response to Governor Seyi Makinde's alarm on Monday about the influx of bandits into Oyo State, security agencies across southwestern Nigeria have ramped up measures to tackle the security threat. These include intensified border patrols and enhanced collaboration among the police, military forces, and the local vigilante Amotekun in the region. Earlier this week, the Oyo State security chiefs convened an emergency meeting to devise new strategies. Representatives from the military, police, civil defense, and Governor Makinde's security aides were in attendance. The governor had on Monday raised the alarm that bandits fleeing military onslaughts in the northwest of Nigeria were coming down to Oyo State to take refuge. We'll be right back. Let's go on a short break.
For deeper analysis on security situation in Nigeria and beyond, watch Third Eye Africa TV.
Thank you for joining us. This is Third Eye TV. This is Third Eye Africa TV. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has arrested 7 vandals of critical national infrastructure in Abuja in an effort to put an end to recent attacks on critical national assets and infrastructure in the nation's capital city. Speaking during the parade in Abuja, the commandant of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) of the NSCDC, Dr. Olushola Odumosun, said the intensified surveillance by his command led to the arrest of 5 vandals in Constitution Avenue, Central area at the weekend. He noted that the arrest came after the men of the command laid ambush for the vandals who came in the dead of the night to destroy and remove the manhole covers and armored cables around the Constitution Avenue, Abuja. He said exhibits recovered from them are 2 manhole covers, underground armored cables, 2 diggers, and 2 cars, which the vandals kept on standby to evacuate their loot. Nigeria Air. The newly appointed Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Dr. Ibrahim Kana, has clarified that there was no mandate to revive the controversial Nigeria Air deal with European airlines. Dr. Kana made the clarification in a statement following the rumors making the rounds that federal governments may have decided to revive the deal between Nigerian Air and Ethiopian Airlines. Recall that a federal high court sitting in Lagos State in 2024 nullified the sale of 39% equity stake in Nigeria Air to Ethiopian Airlines. Dr. Kana, while addressing concerns regarding the revival of the National Career Project, emphasized that future considerations for a national career will depend on favorable conditions and presidential guidelines. We'll go on a short break, and when we get back, we'll join Margaret on the Sport News.
Hello and welcome to the sports segment of the headline news. My name is Margaret Adewale. Reactions has continued to throw the appointment of ex-Mali coach Eric Chale as the coach of the Super Eagles. Ex-international and former coach of the Super Falcons, Kadri Ikana, says he is disappointed with the choice of the new gaffer. Kadri Ikana, in a statement, expressed his disappointment at the failure of the NFF to give Nigerian indigenous coaches the chance to display their qualities on the big stage. He said Chale does not possess better records than Nigerian indigenous coaches. And from the NPFL, head coach of the Nigerian Premier Football League side, Eyimba Stanley Eguma, says the team will get better as it's not